Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor and we are the day before Christmas Eve right now. So the end of the year is just around the corner, and as of right now the market is rebounding nicely after a major flush last week. The big question, when altcoin season? We'll be talking everything about altcoin season in this video. The things you need to be looking out for, the signals, the signs, the indications that it is approaching. We will be getting into all of that in this stream, as well as a lot more, such as some top altcoin picks. Anyways, let's get into this live stream with our crypto market overview. Shout out to everybody in the live chat today. We have a lot of people already here. Armando T13, we got Goohee22, Bartland, J-Man, Topi, D'Angelo, Heavy Chevys, Rossi, we got Harry, Spanky X, Crypto Storm, Ramesh, Adrian Kent, Bob Towns, as well as Manny. What is going on, guys? Hope you're all doing great. Thanks for being here nice and early. So looking at the market currently, Bitcoin still is stable at $95,000. Ethereum slightly up on the day. Solana slightly up on the day. The top 100, it's a sea of green. After a week of being, for the most part, majority red, we have our first bounce in a while on altcoins, ever since the flush out last week, that is. So nice bounce, and personally, I'm going to show you why in just a second, looking at charts. But I really think the worst has happened for altcoins. In fact, let's just get into that right now. Why do I think the worst has actually happened? Well, here's Bitcoin. We know 95K is a big level. We also know the range low is down here at 88, 89. Huge level down there, yet to be tested. The damage was done on alts. So why do I think it's pretty much done for the most part in terms of maximum pain? Well, first things first, we'll look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, which gives us a broad indication of the altcoin market in general on the weekly time frame. Now on the weekly, in late November or mid-November, this bottomed out at a long-term, yearly level going back to 2021. We wicked into that demand zone and we bounced. Well, what happened was the market, altcoins, they put in a local top at the start of December, and Ethereum versus Bitcoin retraced the entire pump basically from the bottom. All right, so Ethereum was outperforming. Guess what? Bitcoin put a stop to that. This chart nuked back down to the bottom essentially to retest, and altcoins dropped. If we look at as well at others versus Bitcoin, now this shows altcoins outside of the top 10 market cap, their performance versus Bitcoin. Very similar scenario that we just looked at on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Others was bottomed out versus BTC when Trump won the election on November 4th. What happened? Well, it pumped for a month straight, right up to the weekly 200 EMA, as well as this supply zone that was created from back essentially at the top of the altcoin market in March of this year. So we had a huge rally. That's when we saw crazy gains in altcoins from November to early December. And in 2 weeks, it erased all of the post-election gains. Altcoins outside of the top 10 essentially gave back all gains from after Trump got elected. That was a very bullish time in the market, and altcoins flew after Trump got elected. Everything was given back and it retested the bottom. So now we have to determine, are altcoins seriously going to continue to make lower lows versus Bitcoin and continue to underperform? The bear market happened in 2022 as well as 2023 for alts, right? There was a mini bear market this year that caught many by surprise. But are altcoins really going to continue to underperform Bitcoin and continue to downtrend or break this sideways range that it's been in since 2023? I highly, highly doubt it. All right. What we just saw with the major flush out was a retest of the bottom of the market, looking at the major indices. Also, the total chart, the total market cap chart, it retested the previous all-time high from November of 2021. So this simply, the total crypto market cap broke out and it retested the all-time high, a major support resistance flip. So all of these charts that I'm showing you are indicating that the market has pulled back to extremely critical levels of support. Whether we're looking at others, Ethereum, Bitcoin, others versus Bitcoin, the total market cap, the total three essentially tested the high. And where did it pull back to? It pulled back to a major level over here from 2022 at around 850 billion. You can see with this wick. So every chart we look at that shows the general market, right? Looking at things from a macro perspective, everything just pulled back to major levels of support. I really don't see things going much lower, if at all, from here. All right, so I am actually very optimistic at this moment in time going into 2025, and this is much of the same as what I have been saying. And as well here, this is the others chart. So this is the total market cap, everything outside of the top 10. So that's everything from Tron, everything excluding Cardano into Bitcoin. Basically, the top 10 is excluded in this chart. It's currently set at $348 billion. Now, it put in a breakout of the high of 2024, right? This thing peaked out in March, pulled all the way back down here to around 150 billion, and it rallied from the election to make a new high for 2024. Where did it pull back to? It pulled back into the general area of resistance, right, from previous peaks. It did not break down and go all the way back down here. Basically, it's just retesting the breakout, same as the total market cap chart. So the message I want to make very, very clear is that Max Payne is likely done for altcoins right now. And things should continue to uptrend, right? We have higher highs and higher lows on most of these charts. All of these things pulled back to very critical levels. We had a major shakeout just before Christmas. All of the election gains after Trump got elected were given back to the market. Everyone was extremely euphoric, especially the trench warrior meme coin traders. All of those gains were essentially given back, right? All those meme coins pulled back substantially. Major altcoins pulled back substantially just before Christmas. People aren't really paying too much attention right now because it's the holiday season. They're spending time with their family, whatever. But they're scared, right? Because we just had a major shakeout. It's the perfect mix of psychology as well as technical analysis to essentially call for a bottom and a major rally for altcoins going into 2025. All right, so I am quite optimistic at this moment in time. Everything that I'm seeing is kind of making me more bullish, as crazy as that may sound for many of you guys who are not necessarily looking at these charts in the same manner that I am. But in my perspective, there is a lot to be optimistic about at this moment in time. Now, one more thing before we get into some questions and some individual altcoins is going to be our Bitcoin dominance chart. And again, we are looking to see if this is just a bounce and a retest before rejecting and actually fully breaking down here. This is going to be the major kind of sign that we're actually in altcoin season when Bitcoin dominance begins to drop like a rock. So we're going to see now if this is the rejection or if it wants to go ahead and sweep the high at 63% and then drop like a rock. As of right now, we can see Bitcoin dominance is down substantially on the day. All right, so there is some hope at this moment in time that this is actually going to go ahead and make a lower high, roll over, and start to drop like a rock here. So yeah, have your eyes on this chart for sure, because that is going to be a major signal, a major indication that it's actually happening. But this is all stuff I've kind of been going over, and I've kind of been repeating myself, sounding like a broken record over the past few live streams, because look, there's really not too much to go over in regards to these major charts, but everyone forgets to look at this stuff, right? They just look at their individual altcoin prices without looking at the bigger picture, right? And that gives you a jaded perspective. I want to give you guys the full picture here of everything that I'm seeing. And like I said, it really isn't that bad. It's actually looking quite good at this moment in time. And really the others versus Bitcoin here is a great one. Basically just showing you how all of the post-election gains were given back and we're just bouncing again from a very critical level. And when we do resolve from this range, I think we will resolve to the upside. It's going to be very good times in the market and you will be rewarded for holding. Anyways, guys, hope that makes sense. Smash up that like button if it does. Let's see. We got J-Man in South Africa. 1 a.m. I love the dedication, J-Man. Topi says, good to be back, guys. Santa Rally. It's certainly looking like that, Topi, right? Looks like the damage has been done last week. Let's see. D'Angelo says, hope the holidays will treat you well. Thank you for the value you continue to share. Bank of Japan yen trade implications and fewer rate cuts next year doesn't scare me, but more buying opportunities. Fair play, D'Angelo. And right back at you, man. Happy holidays to you as well. He says, I don't think it'll be a bear market, but a big interval for a pullback market correction. So, I mean, we kind of just had a major correction where many of these altcoins have just, like I said, went back to post-election levels, or pre-election levels, I should say. So that is a major correction. I'm not sure we get much more. Heavy Chevy says he went back to options. I only hit if Cubic and Caspa go up in price on crypto. So you're in Cubic and Caspa options. That's an interesting way to play the market other than just say holding spot. But hey, if you want to play derivatives like that, go for it. Now, anyways, in regards to a Cubic update here, so this is Cubic on the daily time frame, and it's still holding this bull flag structure, ironically enough. There's been no major breakdown here. All right, price went ahead and it tested the daily 200 EMA in this demand zone. There's been no daily candle closures below the support of the bull flag. All right, so I've let this continue to build, and I really do expect this to break out and do what the bull flag is meant to do, which is a bullish consolidation pattern, before a breakout higher. So most AI coins in very similar positions, and this chart is still perfectly intact. Caspa, on the other hand, has went ahead and retested the yearly open from the start of 2024. Again, this is a 13-month range here. 13 months, I mean, really almost 14 months now, of straight sideways price action. It's a 100% range from 10 cents to 20 cents. And we're basically right at the middle of the range now for CAS. And if we were, say, 1 year further along at the end of 2025, then this would probably be a major distribution range. But because we're just about to enter 2025, I don't think that this range will end in a breakdown. I actually think it will resolve to the upside. So with those options, heavy Chevys, depends on the time frame. But I think you'll be all right. I am bullish on Cubic and Caspa personally. And this one, Caspa, for sure has tested a lot of patience. However, no gains have been lost. And again, I think it will resolve to the upside. Shout out to Rosie for smashing the like button. Fiat Hater says, hey, ho, ho, ho. Thoughts on Google Maps competitor Hive Mapper? Very promising. So yes, Hive Mapper, I believe, what is it, Honey? Yeah, Honey Hive Mapper. Solana DePIN project, 291 mil market cap. My opinion is it is a bullish project, especially being on Solana. It's up 37% on the day. And looking at the chart, so another one you can see where it gave back its entire rally. It was down here in November at around 6-7 cents. It rallied up here to 12-13 cents, and it gave back all gains. Okay, it retested this previous bottom level, this previous local bottom, and it's putting in a very nice aggressive bounce. So this is kind of par for the course if we look at many altcoins today. Many of them are going to have very similar market structures where, like I just showed you on the others chart, all gains from November and December were given back. And this is a perfect example with this drop. What is this in terms of percentage? 52% in a few weeks. And yeah, I mean, it's bouncing nicely. So for something like this, let's go to our weekly time frame. All right, so it has broken out and now it's retested. So look, I highly doubt something like this. If we were in a bear market, I'd say, yeah, watch out for it to like go lower and stuff like that. But I don't think we're in a bear market, guys. So again, many charts we look at today are going to be very similar to this analysis because all these altcoins have very similar charts. It just retested like the bottom of the range. Like it looks great now to actually go for the major breakout move. But yeah, I mean, good narrative, DePIN, Hive Mapper, Honey on Solana. It's on Solana as well. And, you know, I think having some exposure to Solana ecosystem projects is a good idea. And yeah, this one isn't a bad one. Good evening, Harry. Spanky X's Santa-induced alt season is here. It's brewing, Spanky, but it's not quite here yet, I would say. Crypto Storm says alt season was in March. Are people that dumb? LOL. I disagree, actually. I really do disagree. I would say that was more of a narrative pump in March. Yes, many coins performed extremely well, mainly AI coins and meme coins. RWA coins also had a great performance, but it really wasn't a market-wide induced altcoin season. And again, going back to something like Bitcoin dominance, the actual drop that happens typically only happens every 4 years, right? Over here in March, it was actually Bitcoin dominance was going up or sideways when altcoins started to perform well. I think the real altcoin season will be when Bitcoin dominance does begin to drop. It might not go all the way back down to the bottom at say 39, 40% like it has in previous cycles, because institutions are here and they're buying Bitcoin and they're not going to speculate in the same way that retail does where they sell their Bitcoin to go into altcoins. All right, so maybe this only goes to say 50% to 44% in this region, but still this drop will be enough to cause a market-wide induced altcoin season. So I actually completely disagree with you, Crypto Storm. But I mean, we're all cool we agree to disagree. That's fine. Let's see what else is going on. Eric A, what is up, Eric A? Shout out to Matt1, North Coast 4Ds. What's up, North Coast 4Ds? Oculus says I'm live. What's up, Oculus? And Emin as well. What is up, Emin? Let's see. Grado says, what's up, Connor? What do you think of Lo-Fi on Sui? So before I look at Lo-Fi, we'll just look at Sui in general. Because I think Sui is, out of the entire crypto market, Sui is the strongest altcoin right now. And if we look at this is the weekly time frame. There's really no other way to describe this move other than it is in a parabola. Okay, this is without a doubt a parabolic move here on Sui. All right, so we can put the parabolic curve on the chart like so. And yeah, this is what a parabola actually looks like. This is the weekly time frame. It's been going up week after week here. So Sui, again, out of the entire market, I think it's actually the strongest coin. So yeah, ecosystem coins on Sui, like you say, Lo-Fi, are probably going to do well. Again, going back to my Sui meme coin videos, when the Sui coin performs, every coin in the ecosystem, memes, fundamental plays, they tend to do good as well. So anyways, Sui right now at 475. I mean, look, this thing looks ready to blow the roof off and go continue in its parabolic move. So yeah, Sui ecosystem coins are definitely something to pay attention to. Now, Lo-Fi in general, let's check up on that. The Yeti. All right, so this is the weekly chart. And if we're talking about parabolic moves, Sui is a little bit more tame. I mean, this thing is just straight up parabolic. Now, all right, so that's a 10x from November 29th. Start of December, really at 10x. So this is the first pullback it's had, right? Previously, it's gone down 50% there, which is a lot, but for a meme coin, you really want to see the 80 to 90% pullback. It's gone 32% down there. And now the most recent pullback from high to low has been 53%. So it hasn't had the typical meme coin 80 to 90% correction. And some of them do defy that test and never do it, but the vast majority of these coins they do give you that 80 to 90% correction. So that's the first thing that comes to mind when I look at a chart that's literally just a straight up parabolic move. It has me thinking, when is that 90% correction going to actually come here? So, I mean, looking at the 12-hour, let's get this rectangle. So look, there's a very clear gap. Call it a fair value. There's a very clear gap at around 11 cents. Really, yeah, it's 11 cents to 10.5 cents. And you also have this demand zone here. So if I was looking for the most value on lo-fi, I would be looking between 11 and 9 cents, really. There's a chance that it doesn't come down and SUI breaks out to $6 to $7 next, and all the SUI coins, all the SUI ecosystem coins move along with it. But really, this hasn't been tested just yet. Okay, so I'm not sure what's up with this meme coin community. I haven't really looked at this one, but for sure, people are going to be looking for the breakout. I would personally be a little bit more patient and just wait for slightly lower. And in the back of my mind, I know how meme coins work. This thing's gone up a lot, right? From day 2 or day 1, it went up 45x. That 80 to 90% correction hasn't come yet. So be wary, but at the same time, I mean, look, SUI is very bullish and SUI meme coins as well. Let's check up on some of these other ones. We got a super chat, by the way, from J-Man. Thank you, J-Man, for the super chat. He says, Connor, what do you get into ticker Bitcoin, winner, and DGen at the current prices? Well, we'll come back to these SUI memes. Let's address the super chat. So would you get into ticker Bitcoin at current prices? Currently at 18 cents, 184 mil market cap. So yeah, if there was ever a time to get into ticker Bitcoin over the last, say, 3 months, since October, it's actually been at 18 cents. So I mean, it started October at 11 cents. Within 5 days, it broke out above 18, and every time it's come down to 18 cents, it's held this level as support. So really, for the last 3 months, the current price that this is at has been really the best price you could buy it at, aside from this one correction that happened on October 31st where a whale sold. So looks like a great entry, personally speaking, on ticker Bitcoin. Also just a retest of these previous highs. So that looks like a great time to buy it, right? After the major drop, makes a lot of sense. Strong support level. And then DGen on base. So DGen has retraced everything. I really actually didn't expect it to crater after losing the support level at 1.7 cents, but it did actually crater, and it retraced all the way to the origin of the pump. Now, DGen's a good coin, right? It did put in a mega rally, as you can see from the election day. It rallied 343% in just 11 days, okay? So it gave back the entire pump. Everything was given back, a 300% move. Now, I don't think that DGen will go to zero right now, so you're not in demand really at below a penny, but you're right on this level, this previous resistance now acting as support. A lot of people have probably bought it over here, and maybe they capitulated down here. So yeah, I would say you're buying the blood on DGen, and it does look like a good entry, personally speaking, especially with where I'm seeing the altcoin market headed into 2025. So both Bitcoin, ticker Bitcoin, and DGen so far, I mean, look, these are the best prices we've seen since the Trump election rally. So seems like some pretty good bargains out there. And then the last one is going to be winner. And let's bump it out to a weekly time frame chart. So this coin has actually, it didn't really flinch. I mean, from the wick high to the low, it went down 35%, when most coins, most alts went down 50 to 60, some even more, 70%. So this has been a stronger hold than many other alts recently. Now the weekly, I'm going to mark out the accumulation lake that it already has broken out from, but that happened for a few weeks over the summer in July and August. Came back in September, October. But really, this was your accumulation lake. You broke above the resistance at 3.8 cents. And notice how in the weekly time frame, the structure looks very good. Continuous higher highs and higher lows. You essentially broke out above this 3.8 cent level, which was the resistance of the bear market of 2024 for altcoins. You broke out above that. And now you're just retesting and you're holding higher support. So yeah, all of these coins, J-Man, they all look like good levels to buy the coin at. Going purely off of technicals, winner is the strongest out of those three, without a doubt. Why? Because it held the most ground. And I mean, no matter how you kind of spin this bull flag sideways range, I would be looking for this to break out higher from this current consolidation that it is in on the weekly time frame. So yeah, J-Man, all those coins, they look good. Winner's the strongest, but all of them are looking good for moves higher. DGen the weakest, but it's in a very important level of demand. Okay, so hope that helps, J-Man. Thank you for the super chat. We got a lot of questions today. Shout out to French Toaster. Shout out to Mark Hammery. He says, great alpha. Keep it coming, young man. Really dig your shows. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your support. Shout out to Super Shogun saying, good morning, my guy. What is up, Super Shogun? Let's see. Ashil says, I bought DOT and Matic in 2021 at the top. Do I keep holding? Will it go up from here in 2025? So that's a rough hold, right? You bought DOT and Matic. If you bought at the top, that means you bought DOT at $50 to $55, and you bought Matic at $3. Now, current price is DOT is $10, $7.50. Right? It was 10, but it gave everything back, like most altcoins have. And Matic is what, 50 cents. So yeah, those are down astronomically, and those are certainly not my top picks to be holding for this cycle. Right, this goes back to a lot of the things I share on the Dino coins being underperformers to a lot of the new altcoins. And, this is a good example. DOT and Matic, they're at the same price as they were in 2020. Not Matic, right? Matic was a penny. It's up 50x from where it was in 2020. But DOT, largely the same price levels. So I'm not going to give you financial advice and tell you what to do, but if I was still holding those losing bags, I personally made the decision to rotate out of a lot of my Dino coins in October of 2023, around 14 months ago. And, that did work out well, right? Coins like Tau and Caspa, for example, even with Caspa going sideways for 13 months, it still has outperformed coins like, say, DOT and Matic. So what I've already made that switch, basically. So if you want to do it, I don't think it's a bad move. If you want to continue to hold those, understand that there isn't a very high chance that they go back to those all-time high levels. Not DOT, right? I'm not very bullish on Polkadot. And Matic as well. I think the new Ethereum Layer 2s are going to outshine Matic. So, yeah, rough hold there, Ashil. But personally, I got out of those. Now, anyways, we got another super chat from J-Man. He says, just following up your principles. Thanks, champ. Mastermind helps a lot to keep my focus and not get emotional or chased. Your advice, patience is key. You're going to be a billionaire one day soon. One step at a time. So, yeah, thank you, J-Man, for your support, man. Really appreciate that. And we got to climb that ladder of success one rung at a time. So, certainly billions is the goal, but one step at a time. You can't skip levels, but we will get there for sure. Thank you for the support, J-Man. And I was just looking, we got a question about HBAR. I was actually looking at the HBAR price at 28 cents out of the corner of my eye here. So this is a strong coin. Strong coin here on HBAR. Now, I made a video. I forget exactly when I made the video, but I gave my best case scenario for 2024, and it was 29 cents. Okay. So that hit, even with being bearish on HBAR, it actually hit this 29 cent target. Now, thoughts on HBAR? Well, it didn't give back all the gains from the election, right? Similar to coins like XRP, for example, other big banker coins, right? They held strong and they haven't given back their post-election gains. So for HBAR, it's looking pretty bullish. We have this resistance line to break. We are holding support at 24 cents. I mean, we can call it 25 cents for simplicity's sake. And it didn't really flinch too much when a lot of the market went like this, right? HBAR just simply went back to this support level. So yeah, HBAR is looking pretty strong. And I would look for it to continue to coil up. And once it reaches this apex, I would be looking for a move higher out of it for continuation. But at the same time, I think a lot of coins, after this move on HBAR, an 8x move in 30 days, I think some other coins are going to be due for, say, their 8 to 10x moves in short amounts of time. And I'm not sure this is going to go up another 10x to $3. So opportunity cost is expensive. Awesome move. Now, people do have targets in the dollars for this coin. I would be looking max at the 618 level, max at 90 cents. 0.27 as well at 72 cents. I would be using these profit targets if you're wondering, profit targets higher for HBAR. I would be looking at these 72 to 90. We got some more super chats rolling in. Shout out to Topi. Topi says, hey, Connor, I think one wants to break this resistance and head higher. Harmony 1. It's kind of like the cousin coin to Matic network. They both became popular for the same reasons. So here is Harmony 1. And the resistance is the Monday high I'm seeing at 3.1 cents, 3.15. So very strong daily candle so far for Harmony 1. And for sure, right? People praying for more downside. I mean, look, this thing gave back a substantial move from election day to the high in early December. It went up 350%. And then it gave back 55% pullback. So I would say, like many altcoins, it is due for a bounce. And yes, it's right. It went right to the golden pocket as well, demand zone as well. It's actually a beautiful looking chart. So Topi, I do agree. I'd say that the worst is probably in for Harmony 1. Maybe, just maybe, it wants to shake some people out and go test this previous resistance and see if it holds as support at 2.8 cents. But yeah, I'm looking. I can see this for sure breaking out higher and going to make a higher high after putting in this higher low from the election lows. Again, perfect pullback to our golden pocket. It does look good for continuation. If you guys want a very technical entry, I would be looking for 2.8 cents. And you're going to have to play it. I mean, the entry really was down here at 2.4 to 2. But if we want to ride this and catch a late entry, monthly open in that area if given. And I would be putting the stop. Wow, daily opens here. Below the daily open. Still a wide risk. Kind of too much for my liking. So that goes to show you why you need to have precise entries if you're going to be trading things on leverage. All right, this is too wide, 11% risk. But it can still work, but there's just too much at risk here. So Topi, I'm going to assume you're already long. So if that's the case and you're long from like 2.5 cents, I think you are in a very good trade there. And we got another super chat from J-Man. He says, sorry, last one. Promise this is my last question. He says, Aloe, I've been watching for some time now. Do you think this is the bottom? Well, let's take a look at that. So it's either the bottom or it's completely dead. And it's probably the bottom. Why do I say that? Well, we have the accumulation lake structure here. You know, we have this support level. Price broke down through it last week on the flush out, and it quickly got reclaimed. So as of now, this is just a deviation of the low from November, from the election day. This is a new coin as well. What's the market cap? It's on Coinbase. Good spot here, J-Man. 323 million market cap for this coin. Yeah, I mean, this is what bottoms look like, right? People are not accustomed, or most people, I should say, are not accustomed to finding something that looks like this attractive. But after you've been in the crypto market for a while, you learn that, you know, these are the charts with actually the most opportunity. When they look dead, basically, and they're at the lows, especially with some nice bullish swing failure patterns of the low from election day. Do I think this is the bottom, to answer the question? Yeah, this is what bottoms look like. And I mean, unless Coinbase went ahead and listed a completely dead project in September of this year, which I doubt they did, but you know, if this thing's dead, it's just going to keep on going down, down, down. But I don't think that will happen. They probably listed it for a reason, and this looks like the perfect entry actually to get into this coin. So that's a good find there, J-Man. It looks great. And we got a super chat from Justin Credible. Thank you for the super chat. No question with that one. If you got a question, Justin, let us know in the chat. KB says, nope, still more dips coming. And she says that this is dead. Well, did Coinbase list a completely dead coin in September of this year? And here's the thing. I mean, I have seen many times. I disagree with you completely, KB, by the way. I don't align with your thoughts. I've seen many charts like this, right? I call this the new listing pattern, where they list, they sell off, they find a bottom, and then they go on to make higher highs. It doesn't always work. Obviously, no edge has a 100% win rate. But if you guys do your back testing and look at newly listed coins, not only on Coinbase, but any exchange, typically this happens to a lot of coins. Everyone was calling Cubic dead. Oh my God, it's so dead. When it got listed on Gate.io and did this exact same fractal, and you know, it has pumped, say, 200%, and I think that's just the start. What really burned this particular, say, new listing chart pattern into my mind, to the fact that I can never forget it, are two AI coins. And I've showed these probably hundreds of times now. Hundreds of times. But first one would be AGI, right? Everyone was calling this thing dead too. Oh my God, it's dead. It's dead. Look, it listed on this exchange on Bybit, and it went down only. Guess what? It went 50, 60x, right? Here's that same exact pattern we just looked at on Alio. Again, reference experience plays a big part in my analysis. Pattern recognition, back testing, seeing what's happened in the past. Because guess what? History doesn't repeat exactly, but it does rhyme. But anyways, here's an example of the new listing chart pattern working out beautifully. Sell off, find a bottom, 50x. Other one's going to be AI Tech. All right, so here it is. Gets listed on MEXC. Oh my God, it's so dead. Look at this thing. It sold off after it got listed, and it found a perfect sideways range bottom. It's so dead. 50x. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing the same pattern here on this one, Alio. Again, it doesn't always work, but it's the same picture. Same picture. So yeah, KB, I think you're wrong, but time will tell. We will see. That's what makes things interesting. A little debate here on the live stream. Spice things up a little bit. I'm cool with it. Let's see. French Toaster, how come you can't buy memberships to your channel? So I did just go and like try and set that up, but I think YouTube had to approve it. And I'm just kind of waiting for them to approve it. But yeah, that would give people badges on the live stream. I think that's in the process. I'm waiting for YouTube to go ahead and set that up. What's going on here? Let's see. Tons of people here in the live chat. We got a little holiday festive live stream here. Everyone's inside. It's freezing outside. So everyone's inside looking at crypto and wondering what's going on. Trying to figure out where I last left off on this chat before all the super chats did come in. Let's see. Christian DeJesus said, glad I found your channel. Great content, man. Just added to my OORT bag. Do you think OORT will hit a 500 mil market cap? That would be basically a 10x from current price at $1.50. I think it is largely possible for OORT to reach those levels. Now, OORT is basically, I just showed you guys AGI and AI Tech. When they were bottomed, right after their listing sell-off, they were basically where OORT was before it pumped 100% now, basically. And what do those coins do? They went to 500 million market cap in their pumps, right? So yes, I do think it is very possible that OORT does do a similar type of move. Here is the chart, and very similar. Listed on MEXC over here, April of 2024. So this got listed after the AI peak in March, sold off. When people pronounced it, people like saying it's dead, that's where I actually personally bought it down here, right? Because I've seen this pattern just too many times. And I know now, if the coin's actually bullish and it's not a complete scam, it's probably going to pump nicely out of this new listing chart pattern. So anyways, can OORT hit 500 mil and 10x from here? Yes. I do think that is a very realistic price prediction to have for something like OORT at this moment in time. It fits right into the AI narrative, the AI agent narrative. It's got a lot of very bullish things going for it. So yes, OORT, I can see 10xing to a 500 mil market cap from here. Let's see, Josh Williscroft. He says, do you think Base will do an airdrop? And if so, when? So this is a question that I do get often, right? Because I am utilizing Farmbase Pro, which is an automatic airdrop farmer software. We actually did just get an airdrop from Farmbase, and there's an update with it. So the Odos airdrop came in, and also all wallets are actually now free on Farmbase Pro. So there's no more monthly fee. Okay. So the founder here, Dan, has decided to basically say, you know, we appreciate everyone sticking with it, but from here on out, there will be no more monthly fee, which is awesome. That's really, really awesome. So anyways, will Base do an airdrop? Well, I'm going to speak from personal experience, from anecdotal experience. I farmed Arbitrum. Arbitrum said they were not going to do an airdrop. They did an airdrop. I farmed Optimism. They said they wouldn't do an airdrop. It was disappointing because I didn't do the governance proposal, which is kind of, it's really annoying. It was the difference of making like lunch money and thousands of dollars. But still, they did the airdrop. They said they wouldn't do it. What else? ZK Sync, another Ethereum layer 2, said they wouldn't do an airdrop. They did an airdrop. Base right now, they're not going to do an airdrop, they're saying. I think they're going to do an airdrop. I can see it happening, especially with Trump coming in. The regulations are going to ease big time. Coinbase is an American company. Trump has said he wants American crypto companies to thrive under his administration. I think the stars line up perfectly for a Base airdrop. And when will it happen? Probably after January 20th. If I had to guess, sometime in February or March, if I had to use some kind of magic crystal ball to predict a date. But yes, I think there's a very high chance that Base does do an airdrop, even though they said many times there won't be a Base token. That's just what every other Ethereum Layer 2 project has said, and then they go on to airdrop a token. So good question, and yes, I think they will. Let's see, we got Anthony Tremaine in the building. What's up, Anthony? So Solana here. This bottomed at $175. Nice bounce so far on the day. So basically what needs to happen is this thing needs to reclaim 200. That is the bottom of our green zone here, right? We want to see Solana reclaim $200. And if that does happen, this would just be basically a test of the daily 200 EMA down here at 175, and it would be classified in my book as a deviation. Your lingo, a daily green dot on VMC, I'm not too familiar with that terminology, but all I'm seeing here on Sol is a reclaim of 200, and this chart would be very bullish once again. So let's see, people calling for, a lot of people saying we're going to get lower prices still. So if we are going to get lower prices, Solana has tested its daily 200. Lowest it will go is 150 at the quarterly open in this daily demand here. Quarterly open at 150. If it's going to drop lower, which really I see as a lower probability, I think the higher probability is actually a reclaim of 200 and going up from here. I do think most of the damage has been done to these altcoins. That would be another 13 to 16% drop from the lows at 175. So that would be quite gracious, being that it's already down from the high. 33%. This would be a 44% move. So yeah, it's not impossible. That happens in bull markets for sure with altcoins. If you guys are praying for lower and you see Sol at 150, it's a buy, but good chance that it never actually happens. We will see though. We will see. We got a question here from Randy Mile. He says, would you hold more virtuals or the individual agents like Vader or AI XBT? Good question, Randy. I think holding the main coin in the ecosystem is the safer play. Individual agents on virtuals that were launched on virtuals, there's a rare few. I mean, AI XBT is for sure, if not the most bullish, one of the most bullish agents on the virtuals platform. Here it is, essentially looking to make new all-time highs. Now, comparing it with virtuals, the charts look very, very similar to one another. The question, would I hold more virtuals or the individual agents like Vader or AI XBT? Depends how much you already have of each. If you have a ton of virtuals and you want some exposure to something like AI XBT, it would make more sense to hold or to accumulate more AI XBT. But these are virtuals in the ecosystem. The AI agent ecosystem there is very bullish, and it's basically the new meme coins in a sense, right? All the agents, but they have a factor of utility to them because they're self-learning AI agents. So anyways, yeah, virtuals, it's a good coin, man. It is definitely a good coin. There's other plays on Solana that are similar that I do think can catch up to where virtual's current market cap is. If you know, you know. Right, this is over $1 billion, $3 billion right now. I mean, there's some similar platforms on Solana at around 200 mil that I can easily see catching up to this. But at the same time, I think this is going to continue to rally, right? This is the biggest thing since sliced bread on Base virtual. So it's a good coin, and similar to Sui, right? It's in a parabolic move currently, right? This is what a parabola looks like. It does look ridiculous. It looks completely ridiculous when we actually blow it out to a weekly time frame. And we can put a curve on here like so. So yeah, straight parabolic move here on virtuals. To answer the question, I think that AIXBT, it's tough. It's tough because this can easily continue to run on virtuals here. But the chart looks ridiculous. AIXBT looks a little bit healthier in the sense that it's spent more time kind of basing around. So yeah, I'd say riskier to go AIXBT, but probably more returns. But definitely a lot of really good things are happening with these AI agents. It's not all kind of made up BS. These things are actually developing, and it's a big narrative. And it's good for all AI coins in general. But yeah, virtuals and the ecosystem, a lot of good projects there. Let's see where Luna is actually. Luna, another big one on virtuals. You mentioned Vader as well. Wow, Luna at 113. So it's breaking out now from its range. As you can see, it is at the range high. The bottom of the range was 40 mil market cap. So it's up around 2.5x from the bottom of that range. And it's breaking out. So Vader as well. Also, they're all putting in identical moves, okay? So a lot of big stuff happening with these AI agents. And yeah, this looks ready to go too. So yeah, to answer your question there, Randy, it looks like these individual agents would be a better play right now than virtuals, but we'll see. Griffin on Sol. Keep your eyes on this one. I think it will do quite well. But yeah, AI agents, a very bullish narrative on top of just AI coins in general. Shout out to Stacy Lewis saying, hi, Connor. What's up, Stacy? And let's see. Anthony says, all season starts when money from Bitcoin flows into ETH, like big time. I agree with you, which is, I think you did join a bit late today, Anthony, but we started off looking at Ethereum versus Bitcoin and how it essentially retraced the entire move, the entire pump from November into December. It gave back all of its gains. Now, what did this do to the psychology of the market? It really destroyed a lot of people's hope. It really destroyed their morale just before the Christmas season. I laugh, but it's just the reality of this game. It's a crazy game we play, lads. So yeah, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it retraced all of the pump back down to essentially the bottom levels. And you're right. Altcoin season does start when Ethereum starts to outperform Bitcoin. Altcoins did really well when Ethereum was outperforming Bitcoin from November 20th up until December 7th, right? That's when many altcoins put in huge rallies. When Ethereum underperformed, they all gave back all the gains. So I agree with you on that part, Anthony, for sure. And you say big time. So big time's a gaming coin. And it is a pretty bullish gaming coin. High market cap, bad tokenomics, but for some, it's like chosen to just pump. Market makers love big time. So looking at big time here, it is holding up a lot better than many other alts. It broke out, but it was a false breakout over here. Top was on the 8th of December, and it pulled back 48%. So basically a 50% pullback below the December monthly open, but it's really all not too bad, right? Right to the quarterly open on this wick, and right to just the same support level that held from the bottom on November 21st. So big time looks good. I'm liking the way this chart looks, and I mean, I've been watching big time from say September I think it was even August actually, at like 8-9 cents. Anyways, yeah, big time, good coin. tokenomics and things like that, dilution, it's bad, but hey, it's like a chosen coin. Market makers love to pump it. So for max value, 12 to 10 cents, but there's a chance you're not given that. But I would set limit orders because this thing likes to flush out leverage routinely, and you can see a drop back into this demand zone from 12 to 10 cents if that does happen. But yeah, I think this will be a very solid performer in this altcoin season, and big time good coin. Let's see, Dean Foreman, he says, thoughts on BitTensor Tau subnet coins like Neural, Sturdy, ZKML. So they're hit or miss. The ones you mentioned are some of the better ones. Neural for sure. $115 million market cap, right? Chart looks like this. Definitely one of the better Tau subnets. Now, with dynamic Tau going to be introduced in 2025, it is going to really bring these subnets and the speculation on them to life, because we'll basically be able to delegate Tau to particular subnets and get rewarded in the subnet tokens. So it's going to be very interesting, and it's going to add a bit of game theory to the BitTensor Tau ecosystem, more so than just regular staking. But yeah, I would say that holding Tau is all most people need to do. Tau is a much higher market cap than all of the subnet tokens. That goes without saying. But yeah, these subnet projects are hit or miss, and a lot of them have, say, they're just kind of shady. Neural is definitely one of the better ones. But yeah, for the majority of people, just holding Tau will likely get you very good returns. So unless you want to dive deep into the Tau ecosystem and be on it all day, I think just holding Tau will suffice for many people. And Just Incredible says no Solana. So you did give that super chat before, but you didn't ask any questions. Okay, so here's an interesting chart. So this is what a failed ascending triangle looks like. All right, this is a nice bull market pattern, and you can see the scenarios that I drew basically. So we had the first scenario where it just breaks the top and it pumps. Now the second scenario I drew is the fake breakdown leading into a pump. Now it did break down, as you can see, and it broke down beneath these lows at $2.70. So definitely a bit more than expected, but hey, welcome to the crypto market. You guys signed up for the maximum amount of volatility possible in the shortest amount of time in crypto. So I do still see scenario 2, which will turn green. Let's turn scenario 2 green here. Even though it has pulled back much more than the sketch shows, I do still think that something similar will happen, where it's basically going to V out of it. All right, V out and move. So yeah, no Solana. I mean, great shakeout here. People panic sell. Again, all prices from when Donald Trump got elected in November. This was the election bottom here where the green arrow is. It gave everything back. Perfect way to set the stage for the actual move, in my opinion, right? Of course, we're going to have some people thinking that it will go back down to the bottom, which it could happen. Anything can happen in the market, but more likely than not, after sweeping this low, this is probably the worst of it for no Solana. And yeah, I'd be looking for a V out of it. So this is why I always draw multiple scenarios. Notice for no Solana, right? I had two scenarios basically, just the clean breakout or the head fake and then go. The head fake was more of a head fake. It was more like a QB sack where a defensive back just completely trampled the quarterback with this drop down. But still, I do see a similar V-shaped recovery playing out. So this is why I share the different scenarios. And we like to look back at them and see what happens as well. All right, I think it builds a lot of reference experience and chart kind of pattern recognition when I show this stuff live. So if you guys enjoy this live analysis, be sure to smash the like button. One like does go a very long way here for Crypto Empire. It helps YouTube kind of share the stream to more people. So if you haven't yet, smash up that like button. Thank you for your support. French Toaster says Bitcoin retesting $70,000 to $75,000 will be a lifetime opportunity to buy altcoins. So a 75K retest, that would be something. All right, that would be a daily 200 EMA retest. And that would be a 30% drop from the all-time high. So that would be a standard 30% bull market pullback that we've seen in many previous cycles. Now, it is slightly different this time because we do have ETFs and institutions in the market, and Bitcoin trades differently because of that. However, like I said, that would be par for the course. It's happened in many other bull runs when we've seen 30% pullbacks on Bitcoin, and that would also just be a retest of the previous high in March. So yeah, I mean, that would be the opportunity of a lifetime if it does happen, and that's a big if. I personally don't really see that happening. I do expect these lows down here to hold in the mid 80s, but we are going to find out. And also, I still have this channel, right? I put this channel on the chart in September, this one here. I left it on. It's coming back into play. All right, so we're going to see if it does act as support, and it lines up perfectly with our demand zone. So we have confluence just below $90,000. If I have to put my money on it, I would say that this level is going to hold. I mean, if price comes down here, maybe we can do some live trading. I'll open up a long, and we can document it on live streams. But still, I do see this level holding. Rainer says Floyd AI looking good. So George Droid, Floyd AI, very comical meme coin. Is a pretty funny one. Speaking of memes, right? Here's an example of the 80-90% pullback. Without fail, guys. Without fail. 99% of meme coins, they cannot avoid the 90% pullback after their initial pump, which is why we were looking at that Sui meme coin, the Yeti, and I was saying it hasn't had that 90% pullback. Most of these meme coins, no matter how bullish they are, you know, they put in that 90% move. So anyways, George Droid, Floyd AI has done it, and it looks like it wants to rebound. I mean, look, this is a total Solana meme coin kind of gamble. I think it probably will pump at some point in time in the bull market because, let's be real, it's a very funny meme. That's kind of like a it's kind of a dig on the left. So yeah, good narrative, and chart doesn't look horrible by any means. I actually want to move this line to here, and you can see how basically every time prices drop beneath this low at 0.003, you know, these are just mini accumulation lakes. Best time to buy. And these charts either completely die off into irrelevancy or they revive and pump. So yeah, I can for sure see this having a revival pump at some point in time this cycle. Olav van der Linden, he says Jasmy. Jasmy, test of your monthly open. So Jasmy gave back all November gain or all December gains. This big parabolic move given back. And right to our golden pocket as well. Quite interesting there. Yeah, Jasmy, good spot. Now, I would look for a possible it is possible it wants to come. I'm just seeing the perfect confluence between the 78.6 retracement as well as the daily 200 EMA. That's at 2.5 cents. Pretty substantial drop to that level from current price, right? That's another 30%. But for all the people out there saying, prices are going lower, this is where I would look if I wanted to wait for a lower price. It would be right here at 2.5 cents. But still, it gave back all gains from December, and it's looking like it's finding a base now. So, damage has largely been done. Is it going to come back down and retest the bear market prices of this year? Back down at sub 2 cents? Very doubtful. It's very doubtful. I would be looking for this to hold higher ground, either directly here at the golden pocket or at the 78.6. My man Ashil, thank you for the super chat. Sorry I missed it. As well as Bob's my uncle and Heavy Chevy's. My bad, guys. My bad. We'll get to these right now. Let's see. Heavy Chevy says, put Solana in the trash with pump fun. It's a good one, Heavy Chevy's. I've always called Solana the CIA chain. I don't think it's an accident that it became so popular and so big and pump fun blew up and all the meme coins blew up on Solana. But hey, we won't go down the rabbit hole, but I agree it is, it is not the not the best thing, but people love it. Let's see. Bob's my uncle says, do research on Cookie as an AI agent infra pick. So Bob, I know you've mentioned this a few times before on streams. Cookie, not cookies. And where's the most liquidity? On Base? Yeah, on Base. Up 50% on the day. Continues to tear up. Yeah, Bob, something must be going on with this coin that's good if it continues to trade like this, or people are just speculating on it. But yeah, definitely a very good looking chart. Healthy too. Notice how there's no crazy pumps and dumps. It's a slow gradual buildup. These are healthy charts. So it's approaching the all-time high now, which is just above an 8 million market cap. And it does look pretty bullish, Bob. All your AI, we looked at Virtual, we looked at AIXBT, Vader, Luna. They're all pumping, right? All the base AI agent coins are putting in very similar moves right now. They're all looking to break highs. So Cookie is no different. But for sure, I'll look into it after the stream. Thank you, Bob. And the last one is from Ashil. He says, I DCA DOT at $13 and Matic at 1.7. Wait for break even. So opportunity cost is expensive, right? If you want to wait for DOT to get back up to 13 and Matic to over 3x to $1.70, in that time frame, there will be other coins that say do better returns than that. So I definitely wouldn't recommend to exit and sell at a loss, because I do think you will be able to recoup those losses in this bullish period that I do believe we're going to enter into soon. Should you wait for break even? Personally speaking, I don't have crazy high conviction in coins like DOT and Matic. Now, I've been down substantially this year on some coins, and I've waited for break even, and they have come back. Will DOT and Matic get back to those levels? They probably will. All right, so if you want to play it safe, yes, wait for break even. Right? If you want to be more risk on, I would look into other opportunities that are going to get you there quicker. But that presents a lot more risk, and you could end up with more losses. So there's really no perfect way to answer that question, Ashil. And it's your call. It really is your call, but I hope my answer was able to give you some insight. And Bob's my uncle says, have a very Merry Christmas. Appreciate all you do. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for your support. And let's see. Anthony says, I think Bonk will take off when Sol is flavor of the month again. I mean, listen, I agree with you 100% actually. I think we have a lot of the same views on this stuff. I have coined Bonk the Solana Foundation's chosen meme coin. That's because it is. Bonk basically revived the Solana blockchain when things were at its bleakest in December 2022 when they did their airdrop. So Bonk is like a signal of hope for the Solana ecosystem. Now looking at the Bonk chart, it gave back not all of its gains from the election, but most of its gains from the election. Pulling back and testing this prior high. We got a super chat coming in. Shout out to Mark. Can we check Tima? Tima the raccoon. We'll look at that in a moment. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Anyways, Bonk here. Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, it just tested the daily 200 EMA, tested this previous high. How much lower could it actually go? Maybe it comes down to these levels. But, I mean, listen, it's already down 50% from these highs, so... Or it went down 60%, it's down 48%. You know, largely I think the damage has been done. And yeah, when Solana pumps again, Bonk will do well. Now, Tima is a meme, a raccoon meme. Been getting asked a lot about it on these streams. And it does just continue to go up. So shout out to the team of people. I actually... This dude I follow, I mean, I know him in real life, but... Man, he's like 40 years old, a bit older, but he was posting Team of the Raccoon on his like Instagram story. So, I mean, this thing must have hit mainstream attention if that guy's posting it on his story. Not a rag on him, but yeah, I mean, it's the most famous TikTok raccoon, right? But anyways, looking at this chart, it does continue to go up and to the right. And it is looking very strong at 32 million. When will it top out? I'm not sure. If you jump into this thing now, understand the risk of buying tops. You probably, there's a very high chance you'll find yourself underwater if you continue to buy tops. It's always better to wait for the large sell-offs if you want to buy anything. So yeah, if you buy now, you're top lasting. But hey, I got nothing bad to say about this coin. It's a meme coin on Solana about a raccoon. It could keep on going parabolic. It could drop tomorrow or today. Very hard to time these tops on memes, which is why if you're in them early, you need to have a healthy profit-taking schedule on them. But yeah, Team of the Raccoon, I mean, shout out to Tima. It's giving people a nice Christmas if they were holding it early, for sure. Can't hate that. We got a super chat from Danish. He says, Pesto on Sol, can it 10x? Pesto the Penguin. It's been a while since I've looked at Pesto. This is like some giant penguin, I believe. Yeah, the Pesto, the baby king penguin. Can it 10x? So this coin got popular with Mudeng, and everyone's like, look at Pesto. It's this oversized penguin. And that's the whole narrative behind it. Can it 10x? 3 million to 30 million. What's its high? Well, its high is 30 million. So a 10x would be right back to the all-time high. I'm not going to sit here and say it can't go back to the all-time high. It definitely can. It's just a matter of whether or not a lot of these Solana memes are going to come back or not. Solana is it's a crazy landscape where people are so quick to give up on something and just sell it and just look back. The Solana meme coin casino is a different animal. It's a different beast in and of itself. So can this make a 10x back to the all-time high? It's possible, but it's a gamble. It's a straight-up gamble on Pesto. And like I said, Mudeng is the reason Pesto gained any popularity in the first place. And Mudeng now has lost the golden pocket. I mean, this isn't looking great, but yeah, these animal coins on Solana, they have bounced a little bit from their lows over the past few days, but they got a lot of work to do. All the animal memes on Sol. All right, this one as well, all right? It's bounced, but I mean, it's got a lot of work to do. So they're gambles. All the Solana memes about animals, straight up gambles for sure. And anyways, we got a super chat from French Toaster. Crypto Millie. Did I miss Crypto Millie super chat? Oh, I did. Crypto Millie, my bad. Can you check EWT chart? For sure we can do that. Let's check that out. Energy Web token. So this is like a dino coin, right? This is like a compliant crypto. Been around for a long time. There's been talks about it being used by like the World Economic Forum and stuff like that. It's got some interesting narratives going for it. Now here you're looking at the November bottom. So it looked like it pumped and retraced directly to your 61.8 fib on this drop. And yeah, that's largely accurate, right? Directly to the 61.8 on EWT. So what I would look for is a higher low to form, either here at 130, 140, or down here at 120 at the 78.6. You want a higher low to form, and you want another higher high after that. I don't hold this altcoin. I have no interest in holding it, but if I was a holder, or if I was looking to buy it, I would treat this current price at the golden pocket as an opportunity to dollar cost average. I would also look to see if it drops down to 120 and also continue to dollar cost average down there. Again, being that I don't think we're in a bear market, I don't see this thing going and breaking these lows and going lower. I doubt that's going to happen. More likely than not, $1 was the bottom. And it's got a lot of work to do to make up lost ground, but this is a healthy pullback to create that higher low to set up the next higher high. So EWT, that's your weekly time frame and daily time frame chart. Also pulled directly back to the quarterly open and a previous support resistance flip level. Very, very utilized level in the past, actually, at 140. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a healthy pullback on the coin and very similar move to many other altcoins. So it looks fine. I do apologize, Crypto Millie, for not seeing that super chat immediately, but glad we were able to get to it. And let's see, French Toaster says, dope channel, bro. Thank you, sir. What do you have for levels on TIA? Also, Merry Christmas to all in this chat, Givers Game. Thank you, French Toaster. So TIA, I was seeing if you wrote TAI for a second, which is TARS, but TIA is TIA, Celestia. What do I have for levels for Celestia? So we'll start on the weekly and work it down. Well, I mean, this is the bottom level. This is the bottom level. From $4 to $5, that's your bottom demand zone. I mean, this was the bottom for the summertime bear market for altcoins. Below this, your next level is $3. Right, 4 to 3 really. So another one where it gave back all November and December gains, fully retraced, and you're just hanging out now basically in this range that it spent. How many months did it spend here? It spent about 6 months in this range this year, and it broke out, rejected right back to the 6-month range. Or sorry, I mean, really it spent 5 months, but then it broke out and it was right back in. So 5-6 months in this range. So yeah, very important support level here. Bottom of it, $4. All right, that's max value. That's the discount of the range. I mean, levels higher. So we hit 922 on the dot. As you can see, we wicked right into that level. Above, yearly opens at 1175. Important. 15, important. And then the all-time high at 20. Will this go on to make new all-time highs? I'm not so sure. This was a very popular coin this year as well as the end of last year with the airdrop and the narrative that if you stake it and lock it up, you'll get airdrops. That was a complete fail. Nobody really made any money from the airdrops. So I'm not really sure what the narrative or the catalyst is for TIA to go to make a new all-time high. But in terms of a trade, you want to see $4 to $5. Really current price, slightly lower than current price. The orange box hold as your bottom. Hope that helps, French Toaster, and I do appreciate your support. And we got one from Mark Hammery. Can we check out ML Mint Layer? Almost identical to TIA in the sense that it spent a lot of time in this range this year. Same thing, 189, 188 days. It's very similar actually to your TIA chart. Pumped hard at the end of last year. Retraced. 6 months of sideways range. Tried to break out. Rejected back into the range. Very similar chart structure to TIA Celestia. Let's see. What we're actually going to do here, let's make this full screen, get rid of this. I want to put a 50% measurement up here using this high and this low. I know some people might draw their range like this, which they can. All right, saying these are deviations, deviations, deviations. And if that's the case and you draw your range like that, well then, you've just deviated the bottom of the range again. Every time it's done that in the past, it's rallied pretty substantially. All right, this time it went 150%. This time, when it deviated the low, it went 164%. So we'll see if it does the same thing after a range low deviation, it goes another 150%. That'd be back up to 25 cents. So a good chance this was the bottom flush out, right? Back down to these lows down here. I'm not really sure what more you could ask for in terms of a discount. Now, at the same time, you need this coin to recover from this, because I've seen this happen where a coin will peak out, it will pull back substantially, it will find a base. I'll buy it at the discount of the range, thinking I'm buying the bottom, but it breaks down and it tests like the bottom, okay? So you just don't want to see that happen on Mint Layer ML. It has happened in the past with other coins where it finds a base that looks like a bottom, but it's actually false and it continues to downtrend. So what I'm trying to say is it's in a downtrend, okay? Like we'll see on Bitcoin in the bear market. You can look back at previous bear markets and we'll look at it this upcoming bear market after the cycle. But, this is a downtrend. It does look like a bear flag actually. Be wary that this is a scenario that can happen. I'd say it's more unlikely that it happens because I don't think we're in a bear market, but this is definitely one way to interpret this chart. Right? Whoops, I don't want that. I want this. There you go. So yeah, I mean, this is what a bear flag looks like. Nice ascending, and then you see a drop. So be wary of that. But if you're bullish, well then buying below 10 cents, 11 cents has provided 150% plus gains every time it's happened over the past 6 months. So it looks pretty good. And we got a super chat. Can we check out comp? Okay, so comp has, this is an OG DeFi coin. So Aave Link. I got a video coming out today about coins like Aave and Link. Trump's buying. I don't think Trump is buying comp, but it's in the same OG DeFi category. So what do you have? You have an extremely long range. This is like 2-3 years. Okay, this is a 2-3 year range. 896 days. Whoops, that stupid sound effect. Anyway, 2.5 years comp spent trading between $76 and $25. 2.5 years. It has now just broken out of this 2.5 year range, and it's retested the breakout point. Bullish. One word, bullish. All right. The longer the base, the longer the rally, as the saying goes. When you got a 2.5 year base, the rally is going to be substantial. The timing, the seasonality of this breakout is not a coincidence. Just before the new year. Retesting the breakout. This is probably a very safe spot hold, even if you buy at current price. There's a chance it rolls over and continues back down towards 50, but it's unlikely and you don't want to see that happen, okay? This is different from something like Mint Layer, which we just looked at, a new coin that spent 6 months in a range, right? This spent 2.5 years finding its bottom. It's the same thing as Chainlink spending like 2 years at $5. It's the same thing I'm seeing. Same thing. Spent 525 days in this sideways range, broke out, retested it here in the summertime crash, and now it's going for new all-time highs. Comp is not the exact same picture, but very similar. 2.5 year base, breakout, retest. It looks ready to accelerate higher, back into the hundreds. Yeah, it looks great actually. But anyways, guys, thank you for all being here this live stream. We've been live for an hour and a half today. I'll be live again tomorrow for Christmas Eve, and I should be able to sneak in a Christmas Day live stream before the relatives all gather. All right, so stick around. I'll be back. This is not the end. It's just to see you later. Thanks for your support today, guys. Smash up that like button. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire. I'll see you in the next video. I got a YouTube video coming out today, and yeah, we'll be live over the Christmas period. We ain't going nowhere, all right? So hit that subscribe button if you guys like this content. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this live stream. Have a great day. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And again, I think Max Payne is actually the biggest drops have happened already. So we'll see what's to come here over the holiday period, over Christmas. I don't suggest being very aggressive with trading. It will be low volume, low liquidity. But hey, there's going to be opportunities. There always is. Shout out to all you guys for supporting me. I'll see you in the next video.